one thing I find rewarding is when we roll on a job site and there's like an existing product and we can come up with a better solution for those clients. I have a neighbor, a good family friend, and they had a ground solar array that was kind of like rolling off their hill, and they were building a new shop, and they were convinced that we were going to need to leave that solar array on the ground and they're going to build a driveway around it. And I'm like, no, we can relocate that solar array. Let's put it on top of your new shop. And they had been told that that wasn't possible, and they were concerned about that. And we did the homework, and sure enough, we were able to get a new array on their shop for the shop and relocate the existing array from the ground to that same shop and backfeed their house. And so it really cleaned up the area, made their landscaping and their driveway so much cooler. And it's pretty neat when you can roll in and improve a property that everybody else told you wasn't possible, right? The people that installed it told them it needed to stay there. They were getting phone calls from the previous installer saying you can't do that. And yeah, it turns out you can. It's turned on and it looks friggin' awesome. But solar is one of those things. You can do it 10 different ways, and there's right ways to do things and wrong ways to do things. So rolling out and retrofitting or adding panels to existing systems is kind of something it's a lot of people kind of frown upon that, but it's an opportunity to really deliver a good experience for the client.
Yeah, we find as we're going out and talking to people in the field that there's a lot of people that that have solar, but it might not have been set up quite right. It might not be um, big enough for them. They might be having problems having somebody to come back out there. And we get a lot of those calls where people are like, "Hey, I already have existing solar, but the company's nowhere to be found. I've got this and that going on with it." We have a couple instances where people were set up with solar where it had a 5-year cell card on it, and it stopped working. Those are things that we, being local, and that we can do stuff. We can go back out there and we because we want it to work right. We're experiencing where we'll dive back into those systems and get them going and get them working for people again. You found that your system was undersized. In a lot of cases, we can add to your system, adjust your system. Sometimes people want their systems removed. Company nowhere to be found. We have the ability to remove it, reinstall it. Those are the type of things that as you have a long-term system that you find that we meet that niche that we're as we go out and run into people. So we're not only try to find new people to have them experience a good experience with solar, but we're willing to go back to the jobs that other people have started and maybe couldn't quite finish up correctly, or that they need something adjusted, and we're able to do that. As a trusted electrical company, we do get a lot of those calls where people are like, "Hey, so and so set this up for me, but we need something different. We need more panels. We need you to look at this system again and reassess what's going on." And we're able to go back and in most cases able to um, set them straight and to get them in a better situation than when we showed up.
Or not sell them a wrong system because you've personally walked away from multiple sales where the only place for the solar panels was like on a north facing
Right.
slope of a roof, which where we're at geographically, a north facing side of the roof is not going to get the production. So it was going to be a bad install. And another company swooped in and sold it and
Hmm.
installed it. And we'd rather, we'd rather we'd rather not sell you something that's not going to perform to our standards than to close a deal and have it not produce. So,
Yeah, key thing is that when what we go by, and one of the mottos of our sales guys is, and the people that go and meet with people is that um, if it's not going to be exciting and work well and something that's going to be able to perform better than what we say that's going to be, then don't do it. Yeah, that's just this plain as simple as that. Is if it's not going to be something that's going to benefit them, walk away. Don't do the job. Educate them. Let them know that, and maybe down the road, if they switch houses or switch situations, we'll be able to help them then. But it's not worth um, deals to have somebody have a bad experience. It's just really not.
well, when I first got into this too, there's so much more to it that I didn't realize as far as like location of the solar panels. You got to ask the right questions. Where do you want it? Does it matter to you if you're looking the
Mhm.
aesthetic install, the performance of the system, the landscape around the house, or the trees going to shade the system? Is um, what's the life of your roof? Like if we roll in and they're like, "Hey, we want solar," and we slap solar panels up there, and you got a 25-year-old roof, and then in 5 years you need a new roof. That's a lot of expense to remove that solar panels and then put them back on. How long do you plan on being in the house? How old are you? If you're 90 years old, we probably shouldn't sell you a solar system that's got it's going to take a long time to pay back if that's what you're after.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of factors that play into that.
Yeah, so finding out what it is, because in some situations that works well, because somebody's like, "Hey, I'm buying this, I'm giving this to my kid. I don't want them to have a power bill ever again, so let's do that." But if the situation is, "Hey, I found this, older person that doesn't really know what's going on," like, we're not doing that deal.
Right.
So finding out what it is and what they wanna do is key because, just getting panels on the roof isn't our goal. It's to make sure that, what situations you want and what you the outcome that you're after is what we want to match, because sometimes things make sense, sometimes it doesn't. It's situational, which is again one of the reasons why we send somebody over to your house to specifically talk about it. We don't just send out a blanket statement of, "Hey, everybody, this is a one and off kind of a thing," because that might not be what it is. If you're going to move, if you're going to stay there, a lot of times, even if you're going to move within a couple of years, solar still makes sense. Sometimes, depending on what your house is, your location, you're better off not doing it. And to have somebody that's going to actually tell you that is key.
Well, I think that'll about wrap up episode 2 of the Synergy podcast.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on the second annual podcast here. Appreciate it. Hopefully, we were able to share some words of wisdom, some pearl about solar and batteries and things like that.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Mike, for lining us out, and hit us up for solar. Mike's your guy. He can sell it to you and teach you everything you need to know. Look forward to hearing from you.